Well, hello and welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Look at all of this big diggering that's going on. Unbelievable, isn't it? Every road you go down in Kato Paphos, there's something going on. There's a digger in it, they put a hole in it, or they've closed it off, or they've blocked it off. Anyway, that's the rant over. What I would say is if you come in here on your holidays, don't bother with hiring a car. That's what I would say, because you can't park it and there's nowhere for you to drive it. And every road you go down has been dug up. And on top of all that, people walking in the middle of a road, wandering around. But luckily for them, I've got a little bit of respect for them, so I won't run them over. Not today, anyway. Luckily, I'm not a man in a black Mercedes with a mobile phone glued to my ear that doesn't have any respect for anybody. Rant over, Mr. Andy. Where are we? Sofiana Beach Resort is on our right-hand side. Quite a few people like that hotel, and there's a bunch of Macs all the way in downtown Warrington. So big shout out to you, Justin, Miss Tracy, Sophie and JJ. Hope you're all keeping well, and well, we hope you're coming back soon, shall we say, because there's definitely a Chloe's restaurant, that's a Chinese restaurant, waiting especially for you, because J Mac and T Mac do like to hang out in the Chloe's restaurant. I know some other people like to hang out there as well. You know, if you've got a Baron in your name and a Baroness, so if your name is Baron John and you've got a lady in your life who, well, 27 years, isn't it? 27 years of bliss and another 27 minimum to go. Minimum, yes. So a Baroness Louise, great restaurant, that's the place for you, isn't it? And I had the great honour and pleasure to sit there not that long ago, and unfortunately Marika was away, she'd gone to see her mum, but the Barn Hawks took me out and we had a great evening. Of course, the singing sensation was there as well. That's the baby Barn Hawk known as Miss Fern, and her keeper, Mr. Harry, he was there, and Mr. Harry likes a Chinese restaurant or two, and he believed that that was possibly the best Chinese meal that he had in a long time indeed. Where are we? That's what you're wondering. That's the Paphos Mall roundabout. Paphos Mall is over there on the right. These traffic lights are on red. What is going on, Miss Andrea? I could have gone through those lights, but I decided that possibly those Costa coffee drinking people could be some of our family members. So I decided not to run them over unless I found out that they've unsubscribed. If they've unsubscribed, oh dear, all bets are off. Tomb of the Kings Avenue, very busy road indeed. If you're looking for a hire car, if you want to drink, a McDonald's, a KFC, or the Paphos Mall, obviously, all of those things are on this road, along with one or two hotel complexes and apartment complexes as well. Coming up now is the Princess Vera Resort. I remember a Miss Karen staying there, and of course Mr. Ian, her partner in crime, and they brought their grandson, and of course he likes a little bit of ice cream or two, bubblegum ice cream. Good morning, Mr. Aaron, all the way up there in Scotland. We hope you're having a great day indeed, and hopefully you've found the bubblegum ice cream salesman somewhere in and around downtown Scotland. Shall we take a left or shall we go straight? I think we'll take a left. Over on the right hand side, by the way, is the King's Hotel. It's a budget hotel, but you know, you've got a decent room in a decent location. And then across the road to that, on my right hand side again, is the Cephalius Damon Hotel. Again, it's what they call a budget hotel, but we would say it's not a bad hotel. It's not luxury, no, but if you come in here for a holiday, baby Barn Hawk, she stayed there with Harry the keeper, and they said it was very acceptable indeed. We'll take a left. We're going to go down here. What's down here? Queen's Vic Pub. Is that open these days? Yes, I think it is. Kingfisher, is that open? Yes, it's open. And down here, just so you understand, I'm going to take you to the left, and I'm going to show you the Lighthouse Beach. That's where we're going, because you can't walk to it from the harbour at the moment, because the pathway, coastal, let's stay at this road. If your name is Lady, oh, so sweet Caroline, get your bottom on a memory foam pillow. Just before you do, pour a tot or two for the legend, the superstar known as Lord Nigel Big Guns. But I'm going to take you to Lighthouse Beach and show you a spectacular view, and we'll wiggle and waggle in and around this area. But anyway, normally from the harbour, if you walk to the castle, if you understand me, then there's a coastal pathway that takes you, well, pretty much along the whole coastal line all the way as far as Coral Bay. A long walk, and make sure you've got a bottle of water or two with you. But anyway, you could do it. But this pathway at the moment is closed for refurbishments, but the rumour has it that it'll be open towards the end of July. Well, that's the plan anyway, that's the plan. So this is the entrance to the Lighthouse Beach, and as you see, it says the beach bar is still open, and there's all sorts of improvements and bits and bobs going on. See, world first in downtown Paphos. Let's have a little drive into here and see what they're doing, because they seem to have decided at long last to concrete the car park. Is it? There we go. So they are finally putting some hard standing down for us in the car parking area. That's a bit of an improvement, because it was, well, should we say, off-roading was a bit extreme. And they also look so they're giving a bit of a lick of the paint to the restaurant area, and they've also put a bit of a wall in there. But this is the coastal path, and as you can see, if you look carefully now, it's all been reconcreted, and all that bit over there to the right is done, and they seem to be going to finish. They're going to link up. If you look over there where the cars are, you can see again some yellowy concrete, and then this piece from that piece is missing, isn't it? So there's that piece to do, and if you look at yesterday's video, there's the piece to do hooking up to the actual harbour bit. So there's not much to do, that's for sure. So there's no doubt that I think they are on schedule. I think that this coastal pathway, which if you look very carefully now, again you can see, and you can see some little sitting platforms in raw concrete, so lighter concrete, white concrete, and then over there on that side is where people like to come and play football and volleyball, and that over there in the distance is the rear of the Kato Beach Tourist Village. Great place to come, by the way. And if you go and hunt that down in the Marika and Me search bar on YouTube, so Kato Beach Tourist Resort, Marika and Me, you'll catch us monkeying around in there, especially for you. Great location, by the way, literally a 5-minute walk straight up to the Paphos Mall. Of course, great beach area, and some great views across the blue Mediterranean Sea. That's what I'd say. Nice resort coming up here, by the way. And I know you can rent apartments in this, and it sits on the cusp of the blue Mediterranean Sea. So please forgive all the big digging that's going on in and around Paphos. Slowly but surely it's coming back, and it's been neglected for a few years, and of course COVID-19 came along as well. Didn't do us any favours, did it? That's for sure. But the man in charge, Adonis, he's a good man, he's doing a good job, and he's trying to spend the money wisely, should we say, trying to make improvements that are worthwhile, trying to put in an awful lot of infrastructure before the new roads go down, hence why things are taking so long. But in fairness to the workers, people often say, oh, you don't see any workers, but they start very early, and remember, it is very hot. So I think they work hard, I really do. Let's take a left and show you another spectacle of a view out across that blue Mediterranean Sea. At the end of the day, if you're in downtown Paphos, you haven't got to go far to get a spectacular view, that is for sure. And this pathway has come all the way along here, if you start to understand now. Look at that. Wow. So you used to be able to drive on here, and look at that. They've actually put a very nice looking sunbathing or seating area there. And then these are the concrete structures for the pathway. Now, I don't know if they're going to cover these with maybe some kind of tile. I'm not sure. So don't forget to keep coming back, and we'll keep you updated, obviously. That's our job, as you understand, to drive around and make silly YouTube videos, especially for you. If you want to rent a villa that sits on the cusp, these villas are called the various Lighthouse Residences, and they're operated by aristodevelopers.com. So if you've got a couple of bob or two and 2 Range Rovers in your name, like this gentleman here, perhaps you can afford to buy one or rent one for a week or 2. This is the Kato Beach Resort, I think Tourist Village to give it its full title. That's where we are now on the left hand side. We might do a little swing into its main entrance. I remember Miss Callie and Mr. Malley hung out in here, and I think they come here once a year, and they come to Paphos 2 or 3 times a year, but I'm pretty sure they stay here once or twice a year. So here, that's the main reception. It's 1 or 2 taxis picking up. Quite a nice place, to be honest, and there it is. Look at that. On a spectacular day in downtown Paphos. Now, if you're wondering how the channel works, how do we keep afloat? Well, We are all down to you. You are our superstars, and you are the guys that keep us afloat. Many people we'd like to thank. We can't thank everyone. Obviously, the video would go on forever and ever. But there's a girl in charge of the show. Her name is Dayman. She is one of our biggest contributions in the world. She's a superstar member. What does that mean? Well, that means she contributes to us automatically every month. 10 years. We thank you for that, Dayman. We really do indeed. And on top of that, now and again, when she sees something she likes, she goes through to that Buy Me a Coffee platform and buys us, well, in her case, normally 3 coffees at a time, because she's just absolute superstar. We do thank you very much indeed. And then now and again, she goes and wins on the premium bonds as well, and she likes to spread that little bit of love. And again, we thank you again, Dayman. We really do. And we're looking forward to seeing you in, what, 2 months, I suppose, isn't it? Somewhere around the 60-day mark now, or thereabouts. And we're looking forward to seeing you very much indeed, and we mean that sincerely, truthfully, from the bottom of our 2 hearts. We just came past the Elysium Hotel. We're now back onto the Tomb of the Kings. The lights are on green. I've spotted that, but of course the man sitting there is on his mobile phone, and he hasn't. Anyway, rant over, Mr. Andy. If you want a KFC, well, on your left-hand side, that could be the place for you. But as Mr. Daniel was saying, yes, it's spot the chicken, isn't it, Daniel? Yeah, don't take the girl in your life there. Don't take Miss Sherry there. Otherwise, she may lose some of her sweetness on you, that's for sure. We've now come to the Tomb of the Kings roundabout. We'll take a left and we'll go into the Tomb of the Kings. So this is the car park for the Tomb of the Kings World Heritage Site. Yes, and it's a place where, well, there's no kings buried here, but some important people in olden times, so they say, were buried here. And in olden times, this was a burial ground, and Paphos was actually located more towards the Kuklia area, which is out where Aphrodite's Hills Hotel and the Aphrodite's Resort is. So that's how the legend goes anyway. But there's lots of mosaics in there, and there's lots of columns and things like that. So if you're into that kind of thing, that could be the place for you. And of course you get to walk along the cusp of the blue Mediterranean Sea. But if your name's Mr. Mart, if I was you, I would not drag Miss Andrea there again. If you do, well, I think she's going to smack you on your peacock. And I might join her in that again and give you a good clap round the back of the head. There we go. Right, rant over. Back on to Tomb of the Kings Avenue. We're heading out in the direction of Paya. But hey, Lady Ali, don't get too excited. Sir Neil, swallow that beer down sensibly. We're not going to Paya today, but we'll be going tomorrow. So don't forget to come back that little bit later, because guess what? We'll be dancing, we'll be prancing, well, I'll be driving actually. Driving in and around downtown Kato Paya, especially for you. So if you like what you see, why not hit that like, click that subscribe, perhaps come back for a little bit more of my madness. And please don't forget us on the Buy Me a Coffee platform. If you like what you see, well, buy us a coffee or 2. Keep us going for that little bit longer. You can also hunt us down on YouTube itself, yeah, where the like button is, the dislike button, we don't mind that much. You can scroll across, there's shorts and download and all these things you can do on YouTube. And you can also hit like a heart button with a $sign on it, and it says thanks underneath it. Hit that button. Hook your little plastic friend up, and guess what? Make a contribution to the little channel known as Marika and me. Anything from $1 up to $1 million. You never know. Someone may want to buy me a Rolls Royce or 2, because Miss Anna, our superstar, the greatest lawyer in the world, who lives in downtown Krakow, in downtown Poland, wants Mr. Paul to get a black Rolls Royce Phantom with blue leather interior, especially for her. Thanks for watching, and of course we will see you again very soon.